flexible, that you are always thinking of how can I improve this better. This is a customer-driven economy. It's necessary for you to always explore various ways in which you can improve the quality of service that you're providing for the people in your organization.
We're talking about eradicating
It's very
the spirit
important
of poverty.
as you hold on to that dream. There are moments when you're going to doubt yourself. There are rough times are going to come, but they have not come to stay.
Good evening.
They have come to pass. Don't say I'm having a bad day. Say I'm having a character building day.
Come on.
It's very important for you to believe that you are the one to make this happen. I want you to know that you're blessed
Yes.
and highly favored.
Yes.
And that as you go toward the future,
Yes.
begin to know that you have greatness within you.
You have greatness in you.
And if just one of you here begin to envision yourselves as being blessed and highly favored to reach your goals, if just one of you
come on.
capture the essence of what that means, that you have
Good
greatness
evening.
within you and a responsibility to manifest that greatness.
So excited about
That you can make
tonight.
your parents proud. You can make your school
All right, it is
proud.
9:32.
You can touch millions of people's lives.
We're gonna
and the
get
world will
started.
never be the same again because you came.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. I am Arthur Serafia Jones Hall, and I have been on here with you the last 2 days. Today is our third day, and we, as you can see the title, we are talking about eradicating poverty in families. Yes, so this is a 30-day teaching. I will be on here every day for 30 days doing a teaching from 9:30 to 10:30 Central Standard Time. So join in with me. Bring your notebook and pad so you can write good notes. And yeah, we are going to do this together. Today is the third day. So after tonight, we'll have 27 more days to go. So just put this on your calendar. Put it on your alarm so that you do not miss me. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome to this Facebook Live. All right. What I do each night that I get on, I share just a little bit about the previous live. So on our first one, we talked about it's all in the mind. On last night, we talked about having a made up mind. And on this evening, we are going to talk about mental makeover or mind makeover. Yes. So again, everything that I'm talking about, it all gears towards eradicating poverty in the families. So listen, talk back to me. Give me some hearts, give me some likes, and please share. If you know someone that's been struggling for years, if you know someone that's been struggling for decades to come out of poverty, yes, that thing is real. That is an enemy, and we hate the word poverty. And as we look through our society, as we look in our cities, we see a lot of people homeless. We see a lot of people who have jobs, but they can't even make ends meet. And so even in this time, I believe this is a great time to do this teaching because many are dealing with lack during this time of a pandemic that's hitting us all over the world, right? So let's jump right on in. All right, so here we go. Tonight we are takeover, mental makeover. All right, and so as I was looking this up, I was thinking about makeovers. There are several types of makeovers that we can do, especially as women. And I know, men do makeovers as well, but most of the time, it's the women. We want to do the makeovers. We want to make things a little bit better. And so I'm going to be going from my screen on tonight to make sure I don't miss anything. So let's talk about the first reason that we do a makeover. Why do we do a makeover? Simple. To cover up. To cover up. What are we trying to cover up? Well, sometimes we're trying to cover up scars. Sometimes we're trying to cover up blemishes. Some people have skin, like a skin disease they want to cover up. I know my son has a tattoo on his face. So when he goes in for a job interview, he uses like foundation or concealer to cover up his tattoo. So a lot of times we as women, we want to cover up to make our faces look flawless, and so that our scars, you can't see our scars. And some of us do have natural scars who have been in bad relationships. So this month, as you know, as well as it being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, this month also is the month for domestic violence survivors. And so even with this, because everything that I'm sharing with you has to do with mind, it has to do with us overcoming, and it has to do with pulling us out of poverty. So I want to share on tonight, I am excited to share that I am a survivor of domestic violence. And so I've had to cover up some scars before. I've had to cover up a black eye before. So sometimes we are covering up scars that was caused by a bad relationship or an accident. Okay, so those are different types of, that is a different type of cover up for like the face, right? For your skin, because we want to look flawless, right? I hope I'm looking flawless now. I did a little something on tonight. All right. So, second of all, we can do a makeover on our eyes. Yes, you got to do the eyes, right? You cannot put on foundation and concealer and leave out the eyes. So we have to make sure our eyes are popping. Yes. So sometimes we do a makeover over our eyes. You may have puffy eyes. You may have dry eyes. Okay. You may have, some people have bigger eyes, more round eyes. Some people have more almond-shaped eyes. So you want to give your eyes definition so they popping, so they can see everything. So we do our eye makeover. What does that look like? You might put a little primer on and some eyeshadow, eyeliner and mascara. So we're making it all come together, because you can't put the foundation on your face. I mean, you can, but if you're really trying to make a statement, you want to put your foundation on. You want to put on your concealer, and then you want to make sure your eyes is popping, right? You want to make sure you got the perfect color for your eyes, and that your eyeliner is kind of shaping your eyes, right? You want to enhance your eyelashes. So what we're talking about is mind makeover. And so I have to paint this picture for you first. And so many of us know about a makeover. You can do a makeover with clothes, but right now we need to talk about the makeover with the physical appearance, because most of the time when the physical appearance is not intact, the clothes will not match. Yeah. How you feel, that's how you wear your clothes. If you when I suffered with depression, I wore dark color clothes. You want to see all this color behind me, because I was dealing with some things. All right. So we have to do the eyes, because we want our eyes to be popping, right? So here's another way. You probably didn't think about this. We do a makeover with our teeth. Yes, we do. Why? Because some people have stained teeth. Maybe it was stained from a child, too much fluoride. Maybe it's stained from coffee or smoking or drinking wine, whatever the case may be. Or maybe they just were born with a bad set of teeth. They grew in crooked. Okay, they grew in some short, some long, but they went in and had to do a makeover on their teeth. Also, then they go and you bleach it and you stain, you do all these things. Why? Because you want that $1 million smile. You want that $1 million smile, that when you go into an atmosphere and you smile and you can show off them pearly whites, oh yeah, you know you're going to get attention because you got the makeup popping, the eyes popping, and now your teeth is white and clean. Yes, straight and just perfect. So we're talking about a mind makeover, and I'm just painting a picture. Makeover. Some of us change the color of our hair. I love the color of my hair. I love the red, the burgundy color. That's just, I love it. I love it. And so some people do that because, you know, they want to look younger. They want to look fly. They want to look more mature, right? Or sometimes, you know, they don't like their dark color hair. Okay, it's too dark, you know. I don't like my hair dark. It ages me. My hair is naturally dark, it's naturally black, and it really ages me. And so I've never really liked my black hair. Now I've seen it on other people and they just look phenomenal, right? You have some people who want their hair dark. Okay, you want some people who want to highlight their hair. So you can do a hair makeover. You can add extensions to your hair, right? That's your makeover. And that makes us look more younger and more elegant. And so we color our hair. And even, you know, I was even thinking about when we do like our makeup on our face. Some people, they want to enhance their lips. Either they want to enhance their lips or they want to tone down their lips. Well, as you see, I don't need to enhance anything, and I love my lips. Yeah, there was a time that because of how I felt, because of stinking thinking, I used to suck my lips in because I didn't want them to be so big. But today, because I've eradicated stinking thinking, now, listen, these are my lips. They belong to me. And so I'm going to speak with them, talk with them, and just be happy with my lips and my eyes and my nose because I eradicated stinking thinking. Because in the beginning, it was all in my mind. There was nothing wrong with me. But because of the words that were spoken, it made me feel like there was something wrong with having full lips. So some people, with their lips, with their eyebrows, you know, sometimes they get makeovers and they get it stained or they get it tattooed on, that it never changes. It's the same color. Eyebrows, they don't have to worry about getting them painted in and getting them trimmed or getting them threaded because they tattoo them in. So their eyebrows are always popping. So I'm just painting a picture of what we do naturally or physically for a makeover to make us feel better or make us look better. Now here's the thing. We can do this whole full makeup or makeover on the outside. But one thing about makeup and a makeover, it doesn't last. Oh, I'm talking on here to you. It does not last. It has to come off. Because if it doesn't, it will damage our skin. If we cry, if it rains and rain gets on our face, it'll wash off, right? So if this is a natural thing, right? It has to be washed off and then you reapply it. Then you wash it off and then you reapply it. It's not permanent. It's not permanent. But what we want to do is we want to have a permanent mind makeover. It's time out from faking it till you make it. It's time out from being an imposter to yourself. Oh yes, I know that very well. It's time out. It's time to know who you are for real. It's time out for you to be living up to words that were spoken over you and to you that does not bring you life, that does not bring you hope. It is time for a permanent change, and it starts in the mind. Now, we are talking about mind makeover, but our overall goal is eradicating poverty in families. Oh, yes, it is. But we have to start with the mind. I'm so excited about this. I hope you're getting this. I hope you're writing notes. I hope you're sharing this. Share this with somebody because they need to hear this. They need to hear this. And so as I was talking about, we get makeovers because we're covering up scars. But what about the inner scars? The way that we deal with the inner scars instead of just covering them up, and the way we have a full makeover is we have to deal with those scars and blemishes on the inside. We got to quit being passive, and we got to stop putting band-aids on it and stop giving excuses and look at it head on. Deal with it head on. Why? Because when we don't, really, we're fake. Really, we're not even real. We are really imposters to ourselves. We really have lost identity when we don't truly deal with what's going on in here and what's going on in here. Oh yeah, we can put on a good show. We can fake it real good. But when we're not in the limelight, when we're not in the business meeting or at the conference, or when we're not at our 9 to 5 in corporate America, when we clock out, who are you really? When you take the makeup off, what's going on in your mind, really? Yes, we have to deal with mind makeover. So you see the scars on our faces, and we get these makeovers, but we have to deal with the mental makeover. How do we make over our mind from negative to positive, from knowledge, from negative or not knowing to knowledge, from lacking of knowledge? So these are key things that we want to do and we want to know, because with this, it will build our confidence. You want to build your confidence when you have knowledge, when we deal with what's really going on, when you deal with the truth of the matter. Yeah. And then you can walk in full confidence. And you don't have to you don't have to do a makeover. You don't have to put on foundation to cover up the blemishes in how you really feel. Because when we do that, when we are not true to ourselves, we can't go to that purpose place. We can't meet our destiny. We can't grab a hold of what it is that we really want to do, because our confidence is shot. And because we are being an imposter to ourselves, we are not real. The people at our jobs don't even really know who we are. Many people who suffer from poverty suffer from low self-esteem, suffer from lack of confidence. So on tonight, we must walk through this. We must walk through a mental makeover. One of the main issues or problems that men and women have that they do not admit to is having low self-esteem, having lack of confidence, not feeling worthy. Why? Again, it goes all the way back to day one that we talked about. It's all in the mind. It's because of what was spoken from the beginning. First day I talked about, and this is a chapter in my book. As we're talking, let me share. I didn't show this earlier, but we are talking about eradicating poverty in families. And so the first chapter of my book, it says words can beat you down or words can build you up. And a lot of times you see self-esteem and low lack of confidence because of what words have been spoken, right? From childhood. Many children from childhood are they are spoken to. And it depends on what is spoken, what word is spoken to them. Good evening. Thank you for joining. Right then and there, when those negative words are spoken, lack of confidence is birthed or seeded or planted. Right then and there, low self-esteem. And it continues to grow. Depression comes, and that's how people become addicts, drug addicts, or alcoholics, because they're trying to really find out who they are, but they're not happy with themselves. They're not happy with what has been spoken over them, and they know there's something big, there's something great about them, but they don't know how to get to it because they're fighting with their mind. So we have to deal with the issues of our mind. And when you deal with issues of your mind, automatically we got to deal with issues of the heart because some seeds were planted. And so it even deals with our heart. And we end up having heart issues, right? When these words are spoken, many feel like they don't fit in. They feel like they're not worthy. Am I talking to anybody on here? Is there times that you feel like you don't fit in? You feel like you're not worthy because of what somebody spoke to you? Those seeds, those words that was planted in you at a young age. And then when we grow up as adults, we're insecure. We deal with lack of confidence. And what happens is we draw or connect to people just like us. You draw to people just like you, like-minded people. We say, be around like-minded people. Put some brakes on that. Because what does that really mean? Because that could be a bad situation. Because if your mind is all jacked up, and it says connect with like-minded people, well, you're connecting to the same type of person that you are. So you're not even reinventing the wheel. The wheel is just going. It's just going in circles. What you're doing is kind of, I lean on you, you lean on me. You having a pity party, I'm having a pity party. You just encourage each other. And you never get a mental makeover. You never get a mind makeover because you're both constantly feeding each other the same negativity, the same low self-esteem, the same lack of confidence, and why you can't do what it is that you were purposed to do, that you know you're supposed to do, but stinking thinking. We're talking about mind makeover. And so the same type of people, you end up staying in the same state of mind. And so on tonight, we're going to talk about this mental makeover because you're going to have it. It's time out for having this physical makeover, putting on your foundation and your concealer and getting your eyebrows done and your eyelashes and all that. And it ain't even real. But we look good for a moment. But I want you, when you have a mental makeover, you look good regardless. When I wash off this and I look in the mirror, I still look good. I still feel good about myself. Why? Because I eradicated stinking thinking. Why? Because I eradicated what had been spoken in me and replace it with positive words. With positive words. And I changed the people I was listening to, and I connected myself to the like-minded people of where I wanted to go. Come on now. Come on, we talked about it yesterday. You got to change people, places, and things. If they're not speaking life to you, you got to let them go. So you can walk. And so you can go into this mind makeover. See, when we get a mind makeover, it's not like this makeup right here that washes off and fades away. But a mind makeover, when we really deal with the truth of the matter, it's a permanent thing. And all we can do is continue to go up. All we can do is continue to walk in confidence and boldness and walk with our head up. I talked about yesterday how, as we have a made up mind, when we get in atmospheres that we never thought we would get in, or we're around people we thought that we could never be around, we're able to walk with our head up. We're able to look them directly in their face and say, good morning. How are you? Have a good evening. Thank you. You too. And look them right in the face. But when you haven't had a mental makeover, you're taught this way. Or you could be looking at them, but you're looking this way because you don't want to make eye contact with them because you're feeling you're not worthy. You're feeling insecure. You're feeling incompetent. But not anymore. Not anymore. Because we're dealing with having a mental makeover. And I just want to share with you, if you have not heard the first two teachings, our first day was it's all in the mind. Our second day must have a made up mind. And so on tonight, from those two, we're talking about a mental or mind makeover. And we're not covering up anymore. We're not covering up anymore. We're not going to put on the concealer anymore. We're going to deal with the scars, the words that were spoken. You know why? Because you have covered it up too long. You have suppressed it too long. And it's kept you in a state of poverty. My whole message, my whole reasoning of speaking to you for the next 30 days, we're 27 days, is to help you to eradicate poverty. And it starts in the mind. Most people think, I don't have enough money. Well, if you don't deal with the issues of your mind and build your confidence and your self-esteem, you can have all the money you want. You can get money right now, and it will not make you happy. And guess what? You will still be in poverty because you will still have that poverty mentality. And you will go and spend up all your money or give it all away. Because you will end up buying yourself some friends. And then guess what? When your money is gone, you have to start all over again. Because this is going to be a new set of people. And they're going to hurt you again. And they're going to speak even worse words over you. Because now you have no more money. And then now you got to deal with another level of being a failure. So that's why we got to deal with this poverty mentality. That's why we got to deal with the mind. So that you can come out of poverty. So you can eradicate poverty. And we talked about poverty. To eradicate means to uproot it, to disengage, to pull it away, to do away with, to annihilate. That's what we're doing. And you're doing that by having a mental makeover. Undoing the very things that's been spoken to you that's had you stagnated. I have so much to say. I hope I get through in enough time. Leave a comment. Give me some hearts and some likes if this is speaking to you, if it's helping you. So we can't stay in this state of mind because you know why? We're not moving forward. It keeps us in a state of stagnation. We must have a mental makeover. And that's what I'm doing right now. This mental makeover, what I'm speaking to you right now is I'm shining light. I'm speaking to some things that's going on in the inside of your mind that you have suppressed year after year after year. So the makeover now you know. It's in your face. Just like we see the scar on our face, we see it. Oh, let me get some concealer. Oh, let me put some foundation on it. Let me cover this up. Because I see it. So on tonight, you can't say you don't see it anymore. You can't say that, oh man, she right. Because I'm pinpointing some things. And so as you see it, now you deal with it. So you can go to the next level. So you can come out of this poverty mindset. And so you can come out of being in this state of poverty. Okay? Now you need to go to middle class, and then you go from middle class to being rich. Yes, because you're dealing with your mind. When we don't have our minds made up, when we're dealing with things that have been spoken over us and to us, I talked about this earlier, but it forms our character. And really, we're not who we really say we are. Because we respond in a way when something goes left. We respond in a way that really it's not who we are. But because of what was spoken, we respond to the thing. We respond in a way from the things that were spoken over us. So it makes our character be flawed. But you know, when you get a makeover, you want to be flawless. But when you don't have a mental makeover, it's flawed. It's not flawless. And we want to make ourselves flawless dealing with our mind. We have to deal with self-reflection. You have to look at yourself. You have to deal with your issues. You got to deal with what's stopping you. What's stopping you? So I'm going to move down because I want to ask some questions. And I hope you got pencil and paper or pen and paper, or you're able to type. Let me move down here. Okay. We talked about how to correct these things, okay? How do we fix it? You got to deal with it. Stop ignoring it. Stop putting on the foundation and the concealer, being fake, because you got to wash it off, okay? Because if you leave it on, you're going to get a rash. You're going to break out. So you got to wash it off. How do we improve ourselves? How do you improve yourself? How do you make it better? You know, we want our lives to be somewhat like those plump lips. Some things that other people don't like, we desire. And the things that we desire, they don't like. You got to know what you like. Do you want plump lips? To go get you some plump lips. You want thinner lips? Get you some thinner lips. You want thicker eyebrows? Then go get you some thicker eyebrows. But it's what you want, not what somebody else wants for you and what somebody else has spoken over you. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, because what I want to know is, what is it that you really, really want to do? Yes, you. What is it you really, really want to do? That thing that's been burning in you, that you see yourself doing ever since you was a little girl or ever since you were a little boy. And then you saw it at 7. And then you saw it again. Maybe you saw it on TV, or maybe you read it on a billboard, and you got excited again at the age of 12. Then you got excited again about it at age 16. Then when you got 21, what is that thing that you really, really want to do? What have you wanted to do since you were that little girl, little boy? Why didn't you pursue it? Why didn't you pursue it? Are you ready to pursue it now? Are you ready to pursue it now? So from these last 3 days, including today, you should be ready to look at that very thing that you've always desired to do. From the last 3 days, you should have built up some confidence from these last 3 days. You should have been able to see your vision. You should be able to see the light and see which direction that you want to take your life in. Not meaning that you got to just jump in, everything, but you see it. You see it. You're excited again. That's what we want to do. Because now some stinking thinking has been dealt with. Now you have a made up mind. And then on tonight, now you have a mental makeover. When these things happen, now you can see. You can see the vision. Hope is alive again. You can get excited again about that very thing, that you want to do. What I want you to do now is to write down 3 things. 3 things that you believe excite you. 3 things you believe you're supposed to do. 3 things that, man, if I could do this, if I could do this instead of what I'm doing, what are those 3 things? And from there, out of those 3 things, I want you to pick one thing that you would say, I would do that right now. These three desires that you write down, I want you to look at them at least for the next 21 days. If you can look at it the next 30 days, awesome. So when you write these down, and this is a strategy, when you see something, it's in your face. Matter of fact, I love Oreo cookies. If there's some Oreo cookies in here and they're in eyesight, I'm going to eat me some Oreo cookies. It just is what it is. It's going down. Oreo cookies and some almond milk. Oh yeah, it's going down because it's in my view. Okay? Every time I walk in the kitchen, I see them. Guess what? I'm getting a few of them out of there. So those 3 things that you write down, because I want this to stay in front. I want you to stay excited about it. I want it to stay alive in you. Okay? So my suggestion to you is put it in several places that every day you wake up, you see it. If you know you're going to go into your office and go to your computer, paste it by your computer. When every morning you go to the restroom, you're going to brush your teeth, you're going to take a shower, put it on the mirror in the restroom. Put it next to the light. When you turn on the light switch, it's there. Because you want to keep it in front of you. What are we doing? We're igniting ourselves and we retransforming our mind so the very thing that we want to do, it's right in our face. Okay? Put it on the refrigerator. You're going to go to the refrigerator. It's in your face. It's staying on your mind. What is that doing? It's keeping you excited. It's keeping you ignited so that you start making moves towards the very thing that it is that you desire to do or that you believe you're supposed to do. So we got to have strategy. We got to have strategy. When you undo a thing, you got to be able to replace it, right? So even like when I read my word, for the spirit of heaviness, God gives us joy, right? For sickness, he gives us healing. When we're bound, he gives us deliverance. Same thing. Same thing. When we eat too much, we get fat. When we stop eating so much and we exercise, we lose weight. When you look at something every day, it's just like when we had to take tests in school. If you just waited to the day of the test and tried to cram it, most of us fail. But when you looked at it every day, it was familiar to you. I remember when I was in massage school, and we had to learn the muscles and the bones, and it was a lot of stuff. And we had to learn the digestive system and the nervous system and the cardiovascular system, respiratory system. We had to learn all of that. And so, yeah, it seemed like that's a whole lot to do, but you need to glance at every day. You need to give it at least 5 minutes of your time so it's fresh. Okay? And these are just some suggestions for you. Because you got to have a made-up mind. So these 3 desires that you want to accomplish, these 3 things that that you always want to do deep down inside, and that you believe you were supposed to do, but your mind would not let you. But not having a made-up mind, you can't do it. It'll stop you right in your tracks. So make sure you keep those 3 things posted in front of you, at least in 3 areas that you go to every day. Okay? I believe as you look at it every day, you begin to get more and more excited. And I believe that it'll go from paper to process. It'll go from paper to action. And you can literally move in that thing that you desire to do. So again, we are eradicating poverty in families. I also want to share with you on this evening, in my ending of this live. Right now, I talked about yesterday that we have to invest in our mind. We have to invest in our mind. And so as you are having a mind makeover, you want to invest in your mind. I think a lot of times we don't read books. We only read books when we have to. Well, I'm telling you, you need to. You need to. The word of God say, the people perish for the lack of knowledge. And that's for whoever, saved or unsaved. If you have no knowledge, you perish because you don't have knowledge to build. You don't have the knowledge to become an entrepreneur. You don't have the knowledge to go to the next level. You don't have the knowledge to know how to handle your finances. Okay? We always want to get the knowledge, and we want to perfect our craft. We want to perfect it. And so what I want to share with you on this evening, I'm getting to it right now. I share with you all, I'm not college wasn't my thing. It really wasn't. I tried it. It didn't work for me. Everybody can't do college. It wasn't for me. But what I do want to share with you, there is a college that I recently joined, and I'm extremely, extremely excited about it. It's the ATS Business University. And the founder is millionaire Antonio T. Smith Jr. And so his goal of starting this university is, his goal and heart is to help make 100 people, at least 100 people, millionaires. Why? Because the economy that we're living in right now. The economy that we're living in. Most people that's been on their jobs 20, 30 years, they may not get their 401k. They may not see their retirement funds that they've been putting back. So this university was created for you and me, for those that have a passion and a dream. And so you want to make that dream a reality, okay? So this university, man, listen, most universities you go to, you're going to pay some buku bucks to get the knowledge that you need to go to the next level. Well, I want to share with you that we launched the university this week. And we have 4 different class levels. We have freshman level, sophomore level, junior level, and senior level. And when I first came in a few weeks ago, I came in as a freshman level. And freshman level, it didn't cost me a dime. And when I came in, I'm talking about, whoa, knowledge, training that I have access to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And the thing about this university, once you join, you have a lifetime membership, even if you just come in as a freshman and don't pay anything. But I'm going to tell you that you're going to want to go to the senior level. And so on this week, on our lunch week, our senior level, the classes monthly are normally $59.99. Now, these classes such as branding and sales funnels and teaching you how to do marketing, it's a lot of classes that's going to help you to prosper and help you to get that business off the ground, that thing that you've been wanting to do. And it's not going to take all your funds. And so once the live is over, I'm going to put a link in, and the link will have the information if you are interested. So listen, this is lunch week, and the senior class is $59.99. But until tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, you can come on board for $19.99, and you will not regret it. And even though, you know, most people or most businesses, they'll give you a promo price, and then the next month it shoots back up. You know, say for instance, $59.99. But the beautiful thing about this, I signed up recently. I you know, like I said, I had to go for the senior level. And so the $19.99, it stays that. Next month, it won't go up to $59.99. And so what I want to share with you is the free classes. At least come in for the free classes. At least come in for the free classes. And another thing that's amazing to me, not only do I go to this university, you know, most of the time the owner, the founders, you don't get to talk to them. Well, every morning, Monday through Friday, we have business calls, training calls, and guess who's on? I talk to a millionaire just about every day of the week, because he is in the classes. He is teaching, he's answering questions. And so look him up, Antonio T. Smith Jr. He wrote a book that is phenomenal. I do have the book on ebook. You probably want to get it because it's a life-changing book. It's called The Richest Man in the Trash Can. And his story is he became homeless at age 6, and he lived in a trash can, and he hustled just to eat just to even, I think he said, just to hustle to get a cookie just so he wouldn't starve, just to put something in his stomach. And the streets taught him how to make money. And from that, living in the streets, he used that. He used his mind to do great things, and he's still doing great things. And I'm definitely proud to be a part. I know that my life will never be the same. I know that as I am investing in my mind, as I'm investing in my skills, as I am serving, as I'm giving out information, I know that I am eradicating poverty in my family. Second of all, feed your mind with people who have overcome. As you first came on, you was listening to Les Brown. I have his book as well. It's called You Gotta Be Hungry. Get these type of books. These books will encourage you. And I love the Word of God. I love the Word of God. But there's also other books. And what I can say is, if you on here and you are a believer, most of the time, believers have an issue with wealth or reading books about wealth. Get your books and learn about wealth, because first of all, we are kingdom builders. We want to build the kingdom. I am a marketplace minister. I am to go out in the marketplace and create wealth. Why? Because I want to feed the homeless. I want to, my heart, I want to adopt children. In my heart, I want to purchase a whole ranch with animals that the children could love on. I want to be able to bring people in who want to work with abused children and give them hope. I have great dreams. And it's not going to happen with me just sitting around twiddling my thumbs. It's not going to happen if I'm not reading what those who have become millionaires and billionaires, we need to hear their stories. And I'm not saying don't read the Word of God, because first and foremost, I need the Word. I need the Word, I need God, I need prayer. But He has created people who have walked through some processes and they have mastered some things. Why wouldn't we read? And I'm going to challenge you again. I've been doing a lot of challenges. And this challenge that I want to do for you is get a book. Read the book in 30 days. Read the book in 30 days. And after you finish that book, get another book. Or read the same book again. Because sometimes we need to read something 2 or 3 times so we can really get it. We're transforming our minds. We're eradicating poverty. How do you do that? You got to remove, you got to disengage, you got to uproot all the negative stuff. And you have to read and get the knowledge so your mind can change. And as as doors begin to open, guess what? We need to know how to speak. If an opportunity comes for you and you don't know how to speak about it, that door can open and close right in your face in an instant because you have not did your due diligence. You have not studied. You have not read up on the very thing it is you want to do. We have to sharpen our minds. For a long time, I didn't know that. For a long time, I started business after business after business because I'm like, I know I'm an entrepreneur, but I did not have the knowledge. I just knew I was tired of being in poverty. But today, things are flowing because I have to educate myself. We have to invest in our minds. And I'm not talking about you got to go to all these 4-year colleges and all that. No. I'm saying this college that I'm going to, ATS University, it's for the creators. It's for the people that are hungry for success. It's for the people that's being sick and tired of being sick and tired. It's for the people that's tired of going from paycheck to paycheck. We got to educate our minds. We got to come out of darkness and come into the light. It's knowledge. It's reading. It's really knowing your craft. You know, millionaires become millionaires because they know what they're doing. Any question you ask them, they can answer the question because they've studied, because they've read books, and they stayed consistent. And so for me, I have challenged my own self because I want to go to the next level, and I will go to the next level. And so right now, I'm your accountability partner, and you're my accountability partner. How? Because I posted that I will be on here for the next 30 days teaching about how to eradicate poverty. I have to follow through. And that takes me to another level of being consistent. Because it doesn't matter what I'm doing. Today, I was doing outreach in Lake Charles in Louisiana. And I got home at 6:30 and I knew that I had to work. I had to prepare myself. Because I posted I'd be on here. And I'm like, I can't tell them I'm not coming on tonight. And it's day 3. Really? How bad do you want it? How bad do I want it? So day 1, I gave you a challenge. Today, I gave you a challenge. Write those 3 things down. Keep them in your face. Write those 3 things down that you desire to do, that you know you're supposed to do ever since you was a kid. It just never left you. And you keep it in the forefront. And the more you look at it, you begin to write out the vision. You be able to write out the business plan. You'll start putting back money. That was another thing that I asked for everyone to do. I challenge you to put back $5 or $10 every week for the next 30 days. And if you can put back more than that, then put back more than that. But if you can put back at least $5 to $10 every week and don't touch it, because we got to learn how to save money. We're in a time and an hour that we can't spend up everything that we get. So again, I'm going to drop the link and information in the comments once we come off of here. Check it out. Check it out. Get on one of the Zoom calls so you can hear what's going on. And sign up at the ATS University. Like I said, freshman classes is free. But this week, to get everything, you can sign up for the senior courses, the senior class, which is normally $59.99. But if you sign up today or tomorrow before 8 p.m., join the college, and you'll pay $19.99 a month. And when I tell you, I'm telling you the truth. It's about $80,000 worth of education. What university do you know you can go to and only pay $19.99 a month? And it's because millionaire Antonio T. Smith Jr. has a heart for the people. He has a heart for the people because he knows the struggle. So I'm just going to say 3 books that I know you should get. First of all, purchase my book, Eradicating the Spirit of Poverty in Families. And if you'll put the link in the comment section, I would greatly appreciate it. It's www.statuschanger.me. I also challenge everyone to do a 21-day journaling, because we know in 21 days we can break a habit. There is a 21-day journal in the back of here. Testimonials, prayers, decrees, and declarations. And then I mentioned earlier, The Richest Man in the Trash Can by millionaire Antonio T. Smith Jr. And this is another great book. And if you don't read books a lot, you should. But also do, audio. This is the other book. You got to be hungry. There is greatness within you. You got to believe there's greatness within you by Les Brown. So that's all I have tonight. If you think of any questions that you may have, inbox me or leave it in the comments and I will respond. All right? I will be back on here tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Share this with somebody. Share it with somebody that you love. And make sure you write down those 3 things. And on tonight, remember, you just had a mental makeover. Enjoy your evening. Have an awesome, awesome night. And I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.